y no tengamos. Cristo Jesús, discípulo.
I am Sister Marie Harper, Ursuline sister, and I've entered the religious life for over 25 years in Jamaica. I'm a Jamaican actually, but have been working here in Guyana for 16 years now as principal of Marian Academy. I first received my religious calling in Jamaica, where I was then working in an all-boys school. And I guess I actually had that prompting since I was about 16 years old, but just never responded, kept thinking, well, sometime later, a little later. But as the years went by, I just kept on being nudged, as if I had the hound of heaven after me. So here I am, 25 years later. Our main charism as Ursuline really is to educate for the sake of evangelization. So you'll find many Ursulines in education. Those of you who probably know the Ursulines and are old enough would know that St. Rose's High School, St. Agnes's and St. Angela's, yes. All those schools were actually run by the sisters, and then they were nationalized over 30 years ago. I mentioned work here at Marian Academy, which is my personal apostolate, but we are not limited to school alone here in Guyana. For over 100 years, as long as the Ursulines have been here in Guyana, we've been managing St. Anne's Home for Girls, once called St. Anne's Orphanage. At present it is being, our main administrator really is Sister Leonie da Costa, a Guyanese sister, and there are at least 4 other sisters who assist there as well. And we are very close to that apostolate in the sense that time and again different sisters have different roles there with the girls to work with them. But in the region, the Caribbean, because we are a Caribbean province, we also have schools in Barbados and also in Venezuela. We were in Jamaica, and our apostolate was mainly within the church. But I think 3 years, just about 3 years, we had to close our house in Jamaica because of lack of religious vacations. So, you know, it seems to be a time here now, a dry time, a difficult time, where many young persons don't seem to find religious life appealing, should I use that word. They're not responding in this direction. And I am certainly convinced that God is calling, but how we respond is a different thing. And persons are doing many good things in the church. Religious life is a way of life, living in community. You don't choose the people you live with as if you choose a husband. You are chosen, actually, so it's a bit different in that sense. And you love the people with whom you live. You live in community, and you may not have a common apostolate, but you get the support from each single sister in the community. So it's really a beautiful life, actually, to work together as a group on common issues within our society and having a common vision, a common call, as it were. You know, as we approach the year of consecration, 2015, our Holy Father, Pope Francis, has invited us, and there are so many articles, books, publications on this year. I could see it making a really great impact on religious life on the whole. In fact, I have actually started within our community reading, and I've gone back to Vita Consecrata, which is somewhat, if you want to call it, an older document now, and various articles being put out at this time. And our Pope Francis has so much to say, and a new call, a new thrust, as we are invited to be people of joy. When we talk about religious life, we refer to young people. Well, young is relative actually, but how do we invite others? Is it just young people, or people who are looking a way of coming to Christ? You know, whether it is through religious life, different forms of consecrated life, because there are so many different forms of consecrated life actually. It's going to also make people aware of the different forms of consecrated life. So yes, I look forward to this year, and I believe that for me as an individual, and it has begun already to make a difference in my life, and I look forward to what it's going to do to the church and for the church if we each as individual take the message seriously and do what is necessary. One has to be called, and I totally agree, one has to be called, but it's a beautiful life to choose. And if one got the prompting, the calling, the invitation, one should be certainly discerning. Get someone to assist you in discerning whether this way of life is for you. The funny thing is that so many persons believe that marriage is the only way. That's a way to God. Religious life, consecrated life is a way to God. Single state is a way to God. The whole point is to remain faithful and committed to the calling that you receive. So yes.